Computer. Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday call. I hope that you are all having such a great day. It is August 6th. Is that right? 7th. August 7th. I actually just listened to a call that was very inspiring and scary all at the same time. You know those calls where you're like, I don't want to listen to you anymore because I just don't like is this possible? It's the one I shared Joey and Maggie in the little and Afton in the group. It's just like it's just very inspiring. Anyway,
Is it the Favre video you mentioned?
Yeah.
Will you share that in my team page?
I will. Although I don't know if you want it on your team page.
Send it to me.
I'll send it to you and you can do some deciding on that one. I just feel like it's like, whoa. I mean, she literally popped 11 diamonds in 3 months. 11. So that's like a lot. Like that's like, crazy. But that's what people do. Anyway, so tonight, where do we want to start?
I'll start with some recognition. I have 2 people I would like to shout out really quick. Sorry. My oldest let the dog in. Okay. Anyways, first of all, I would like to say Miss Kimberly helped 22 people in the month of July and beat her best. And I just think that can't just go as if that was no big deal, because that was a really big deal. And I work very closely with Kim, so I heard the day-to-day of, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to find more people to help. And she did it, man. So that deserves a lot. You're rad. And so tonight we're going to hear part of how she does that, which is awesome. And I also want to shout out Miss Emily for being the newest Emerald coach on our team. Super excited for you, girl. Yay. That's all.
Baby says yay. Yay.
Yeah, and I'll do a shout out too. I wanted to give a shout out to Joey this week, and so it's perfect that she's on this call, even though she's always on our calls. But Joey, I just love how consistent you are with your posting, how consistent you are in checking in on our challenge groups. I love that you're leading challenge groups, and so I just wanted to give you an extra special shout out today, just for being awesome, and to let you know that I recognize everything you do, and I think that you're great.
The silent thank you. No, Joey, you kick butt and you check in everywhere and you're in all the groups and you do all the things. We appreciate you. Okay, well, let's jump in to, okay, so I kind of shared on our team page today, just a little snippet of the beat your best thing. So when I saw that I had to beat 40, and that was like the best in the year, right? So you have June to June. So when I saw 40, I literally actually was kind of just like, nah, I'm just going to not go for it. And I was kind of surprised by my own reaction, because I always thought of myself as kind of a go-getter and a goal setter and a goal getter. But to be honest, I'm not much of a goal getter. I feel like I've disappointed myself time and time again, that I just stopped making goals because they were easier just to go. It was less disappointing, which is really lame and very very unmotivating for oneself, especially when we ask, what are your goals? But I was literally afraid to say, this is my goal because, blank, blank, because I feel like it's kind of like in the beginning, when they say, like, say I'm a 5-star, and you're like, cool, I'm a 5-star. I'm going to be a top coach. I'm going to be a 5-star, whatever. And I feel like I've been saying that for 3 years, and, here I still am, which is no, I have to take my life in perspective of what I've been going for, and I have to put it into action. I can't just say that I haven't been doing anything, because I have. I had, 2 babies, and we moved, and a lot of things have happened in that time. But that being said, July happened, and I think we were like 7 days in, and all of a sudden I think I had like 0 points on the board. And I was like, man, I don't think this whole like 40, because I needed 42 technically Success Club points to beat the best. And I just decided, I told my husband, look, I'm going to need a little extra time here and there, and I might need to work a couple different nights a week, which I don't usually do. Once the night hits, I'm done. I pack it up and call it a day. And I just decided, you know what, I'm going to go for it. I had more kids at home than normal. And I just honestly, I think I was a little more aggressive in my approach of when I had the conversations with people. So, when it comes to, I love that we now have options. We have fitness and we have nutrition. And now that I've done both, and to be honest, I lean more to 2B mindset. I actually really enjoy eating that way for life. Like if I could just eat over here in this land, I think my body would respond better. And so I feel like I had more information and had more confidence to offer people more things. And then of course I just offered, when it was like, well, our groups launched and now I've got nothing to invite to, let's just throw another group together. And that's not my ideal ever, but when it came down to it, if my goal was to hit that, then I had to do the things to do to make it happen. And I feel like that was just sort of the route I went. I made sure I invited all my old customers because those re-ups are huge. After 6 months, you get those Success Club points again. So I feel like I was just very diligent about checking in with, I went through my entire list of customers that I've had since 2015 and literally reached out to anyone that I've specifically spoken to on some sort of platform, so social media, text, email, or whatever, and then just invited them to Live 4, to 2B Mindset, to, I think that was kind of the only, and then to just a regular group. And I talked a lot about the fact that we kind of give up on ourselves in the summer. And I feel like we could probably all attest to this. I mean, I can't tell you how many people are going through, an 80-day obsession group and they're like, my nutrition's not on point, but I know I'm getting stronger. And I'm like, then at the end of the day, if your goal is just to finish this program at not your best capacity, be okay with the outcome of what that is. And I feel like it's easier to be sort of healthy in the summer than to be nothing at all, because you do feel better. If you want to eat the things and you want to work out, then this is the best of that world. And I sort of promoted that, which is kind of weird because I basically was like, hey, come eat everything and work out, pretty much is what and it's sort of how I was living my summer. And to be totally real, I kind of feel like crud now in the end of, coming, I kind of recommitted back to the eating habits that I know that work, because it's like, I don't want to feel like that person. I don't want to feel lethargic and run down and, sluggish and bloated, even though I'm pretty much bloated all the time now anyway. I didn't want to feel like that, And so I feel like you invite people on that journey, meet people where they're at. Don't worry about the masses, worry about the people who are feeling like you, and then speak into those people. And I feel like that is kind of where I really picked up momentum. Tonight's call specifically is sort of how I run every challenge group that I I have now done this for, I think since December, maybe even November. But basically, I create a sneak peek into a challenge group. And I call it whatever the challenge group's called. So let's just call it, I just did the YBU Bootcamp. So the YBU Bootcamp, it's a Facebook group. I create it, I make it so it's its own hyperlink, so it has its own name, and I use that link for everything. So anytime I invite something, anytime I throw up a post, the link is in the bio for my Instagram, or the link is actually in the Facebook group. So all those people that see your post, but they never comment and they never like, they will click the link. And it's a prime example. Today, I popped up a 2B Mindset one. It got I think 4 likes, which on my like page is very rare. But 15 people added themselves to the group. So it's almost like it's a hidden way of them accepting that they want the results, but they don't want to tell everybody out loud that they want the results. So in that info group, I post at least twice a day. I share transformation for whatever, I would say I share a transformation daily. I go live maybe every other day. I'll go live and do it so I can show them Beachbody On Demand so that they can physically see it on a computer. They can see the blog. They can see the nutrition aspect. They can see how to find meal plans. They can see, they basically are seeing everything they're going to get, because it takes away this guessing game of well, what is Beachbody On Demand? What do you mean I'm going to get meal plans? And I'll show them the tribe. I'll show them my challenge group tracker. So there is no guessing. I take out all the guessing and I just put everything in there that this person who might not know anything or might know everything, goes into that group. And something that's worked really well for me is I give away a prize for every person who purchases a challenge group. And this goes for people who re-up. So if somebody's like a 6-monther and they rebuy a challenge pack, they're going to get that prize. And I keep them under $10. But for me, it's a way to celebrate so that I can then go into that group. I either have them share a screenshot, or I just share whatever it is that I'm giving away and say, this is on your way to you, blah, blah, blah. And I get to kind of highlight all these people who are purchasing so they see the momentum is building. And I feel like it's just been very effective for me for, almost, 6-7 months now of having this place where people can stay silent, but learn all about Beachbody On Demand and all about our community and all about meal plans and all those things. And when the cool part is I would say maybe not all of them even join that month, but when I launch a new group, I go live and say, hey, it's me again. I know you thought this group launched, but guess what? We are starting a new one. If you want to hop over, here's the link, and they jump into the next one because maybe it wasn't a good month for them, or maybe they had financial issues or whatever. Something popped up and they just couldn't jump in. Now they have another opportunity, and sometimes even if I have time, I'll go through and invite all those people that were in that group that didn't join to join us for the next round. So it's almost like you have a whole plethora of people that you can kind of pull from. And I think the cool part, so I run ads on Facebook. I probably spend about $100 a month on ads. For me, that's worth it. It brings likes to my page. It gets people into my challenge groups, but I will run ads and they all carry that link to whatever the group is that I'm launching. And then now I'm getting a whole nother group of people that I'm not even aware of that are jumping into the info group. So that's sort of how I run it. And then, of course, it turns into the prep party. We rock out in there for a whole week. So all those people that don't join us still are part of the prep party. They're missing out. They feel the FOMO. And they're like, man, I wish I would have done this. And I would say, even though the last day was the Tuesday or whatever of prep week, 4 of them are purchasing on that Sunday before or on that Friday when I say, hey, be sure to accept your app. And they're like, wait, what's the app? Wait, how did I miss it? And that is mind-blowing, but it's fine because people sometimes just don't get it. I don't understand, but it's fine. I'm like, really? Hello? And usually I would say I give them like 2 days to be in the group, and then I'll check in with them. I'll send them a message. Hey, I noticed you added yourself to YBU Bootcamp. I'm super excited you're there. It's going to be a great group. I would love to get you started. What kind of goals are you working towards so that we can work together to see if this is a right fit for you? And I feel like then it gets the conversation rolling, and they're like, oh, I didn't even notice, I haven't actually checked out anything. Let me check some stuff out, and then I'll recheck in. And I would say, like, over the course of that info week, if someone joins on a Monday, they're probably going to get 2 messages from me with, asking the information of what's kind of going on. So any questions about any of that?
I love that. And I will say that back in probably October, November, would you say, Kim, that we were both continuing to toss back ideas back and forth because we were both feeling like finding people who wanted to join our challenge groups felt hard for whatever reason at that time of year last year. And so this definitely goes to show that the system works, because since you implemented it, your Success Club went back up through the roof where it was all up until last fall. So
right,
it definitely helps. And I've been kind of riding her coattails a little bit with the way she does this with 2B Mindset. And I implemented it in another way for my Busy Mama Bootcamp. And it's definitely helped to give people the information and not just keep them guessing the whole time. And also just giving them an opportunity to see it. Like I'm always talking about, when you're inviting, you're probably going to invite the same person a few times before they say yes. This is just free advertising that they're getting a notification about right to their Facebook because they're in the group, rather than hoping and praying that they're seeing your post about it or whatever. So I think it's a brilliant idea and it works.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you put a link in like your Instagram stories for your swipe up / if you do, how do you do that?
So swipe up if you have to have 10,000 followers. So
Oh,
you only get that feature once you have 10.
okay.
But you can say, I always say, see the link in bio, and I just use Linktree, and then I'll put all the different groups that are live at that time into my Linktree. So like I just updated the To Be Mindset group, so it's in there, so people can hit it up that way. Unfortunately, I have had a couple of issues with because a lot of Instagrammers don't have Facebook.
Yeah.
So that's been my only issue. When that happens, though, I feel like it's happened maybe 4 times. Sometimes they're like, it's fine. I can just use my husband's, or, you know what, I have an old one. I'll just use the groups app, so I don't even have to go onto Facebook, which is what a lot of people want to avoid. So I would say the majority of people have Facebook. They just don't use it. They don't want to use it. And I just let them know, like, hey, I'm not asking you to use Facebook. I just need you to be in this group because it houses all this information, as well as houses, this is where this is where the prep party is going to be and all that kind of stuff.
What's Linktree?
Linktree is just a free website that allows you to put that link into your website on your Instagram so that people can actually click something. Because when you want me to show you?
I'm driving, so it's not really helpful.
Oh.
But I know you can click like link in bio, and I know you can implement links in your like business page for Instagram.
You're currently trying to break down my door. It's really scary. Linktree. I was just going to show you. Can you guys see my page right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it was confusing when I first set it up, but then once I did it, where did it go? Why is this so hard? Here we go. Okay, so when you log in, this is my Instagram. So this is what it looks like. So when somebody clicks on my Instagram.
Oh, I've seen these before. Okay.
Yeah, when someone clicks on my Instagram, there's like a little, it goes, this little thing goes, the whatever, this link up here, the My Bio link goes into your website description on your bio, and then they can click that, and then here's what they see. So anytime I reference like, hey, jump into our sneak peek, like join my lifestyle coaching for whatever, help, I want to get healthy. So this is just a quick way for them to get any information they would need about me, and it's very easy to update the links. It's really this simple. It's super simple.
Okay, awesome.
That's what Linktree is. Yeah. Cool. Any other questions? Comments, concerns?
I'd also say that, so Anna and I have been doing this too, where we do info groups. And I would say that if you're someone who, in the last couple of weeks, we've talked about free groups. And if you're someone who gets nervous inviting people to stuff, again, this is just another really low barrier of entry way to like invite people. Like the stakes are pretty low. You're just inviting them into an info group. So say that you did your free group the first week of the month, and then your challenge group is starting the third week of the month. Start that info group the second week. And so you can be inviting people from the free group into the info group, then they can flow into the prep group, into your paid group. So it's like you can kind of schedule when you start all of these groups. And once you kind of get into the flow, it doesn't seem as overwhelming. I think at first you can think, this is so many groups at so many times, and how do I keep track of all of it? So again, you can do whatever works best for you. But in terms of just providing a lot of value to people before you ask for anything in return, before you ask them to commit to something with you, free groups and then these info groups are so helpful, because people do just get to like get more of a sense of what they would be getting if they actually joined you, and why they should choose to join your group, or why they should choose to do this as opposed to something else, as opposed to tone it up, or getting a gym membership, or whatever the case is. That you can just make your groups, your info groups and your free groups so fun and so engaging. And it is really fun if you do it with another coach too, so that they're getting more of a sense of like who else is, if you're going to be co-leading the group with someone, they get to meet that person. And then also you can have even more people in that group, because more people are inviting to it. So you don't have to feel like you have to do it alone. And even a couple times, Kim's groups are amazing. And so you can even join hers and then replicate that group in your own group, or the same with my group, or I'm sure Andy's too. And so it's not like you have to come up with all this information by yourself. Join someone else's info group, see what you like, implement what you like, do your own thing when you feel like you have, you want to reach people a different way, or if you have a different style. But again, this isn't something where you have to like recreate the wheel in another way. This is just do what we're already doing and just make it your own so that your people get to know you.
Something you just you reminded me too. A lot of times I use the same content. Like I'm not recreating the wheel. I'll take the exact same information and just pull it over. I might find some new transformations. I might find like a cool new image, but at the end of the day, I'm pulling from pretty much the same group, except for if I'm running like a lift group, then I'm going to pull from Joel's Instagram or Joel's page or whatever. But Beachbody, Carl's page, Beachbody Facebook page, all those have so much content. You don't have to recreate most of it. You can just pull from it. And the other thing that we did this past time that was really effective is we had in the 2B group, we sent a message to all the 2Bers and we said, hey, you guys have had such great success. Would you be willing to pop in and pay it forward to a group of willing women who just want to really understand the program? You can go live. You can just share you can just write it, whatever you prefer. Would you be willing to just kind of see or to share it with other group? And I would say we had like 7 women go in there and talk. Yeah. Like, oh, hi. Yeah. Well, I lost 20 pounds. Like, I mean, that in itself, like we know them, they can go to their page and see that they're a real person. And I think it's just this breakdown that we're not these salesy, weird people on Facebook. Cause when you really break down what it is, it's like, we meet on a social media site. We have 0 friends in common. Then we're saying basically like maybe 3 or 4 conversations back and forth. And we're like, hey, can you give me like $210? It's totally fine. You're going to get it. And don't worry about the part that says Shakeology is going to come monthly. You can totally cancel that. They don't know you like that. That's weird. It's actually quite flabbergasting that many people trust us, but that's why it's so essential to break down who you are and see that you're a real person and that you get on there sweaty and you're kind of a wreck and they see like, oh, this person's like real. And there's your kid. Oh, there's their spouse. Like they're not just, oh, there's their unclean house. Like it's real life. That is why people are like, oh yeah, I'm going to give her my $210. It sounds fantastic, and I'm going to trust her because she's, doing whatever. And then all these other random people that I also don't know are now coming in and vouching for exactly what she said. And so I think that is really life-giving. And I plan on doing that more, trying to get people because now you're really pulling into the fact that you're grabbing people who may or may not actually work this business. They might not even be coaches, but they're seeing like, wow, I got so much encouragement when I shared my story in this random group. And now they're seeing like, wow, that was kind of cool. Like, I'll do that, and now you're like, hey, by the way, you should be a coach. Bing, bong, boom. That's all I have to say about that.
Can I be added to either one of your guys' prep groups just to look at the content?
Yeah. We just started a 2B today, so you can look at that one.
Oh, sweet. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you're going to run one, right, at the end of the month?
Yeah, August 27th. So I'm trying to plan it before I deliver.
Got it. Good job. Hit Success Club before you have a baby.
I know I was going to ask. I was like, are you on the way to the hospital to give birth right now? Is that where you're driving?
I'm driving to Bible study to pray that I don't deliver for another 2 weeks. So.
There you go. Jen did ask me a question today. She asked where I was getting a lot of the transformations, which I reluctantly will tell you, but I don't actually know if it's allowed. So we're all in all those exclusive coach groups. When you sign up for Lift 4, now you're hanging with Joel. You sign up for the 2B Mindset, you got to be with Eliana. You did the 80-day obsession, you got to be with Autumn. Well, those groups, you guys, are like gold mines. Just scroll through for like 20 minutes and look at people's stories. And most of the time, someone, not me, will ask, hey, do you care if I share your story? And as long as I see a yes, I'm taking that story and I'm going with that. And if that person were to randomly see my thing, I would just be like, well, it's really inspiring. And it was in this group and we're together, right? We're all together. So, but that's where I find them. That's where I find all the 2Bers and that group's like, technically there's no more action, but there is probably, I don't know, 20,000 pictures in that group. And I'm not even kidding you. There's just transformation after transformation after transformation. And the Emily Favre video that I was listening to before I got on this call, she is very interesting. So she shares her transformation probably so if you're looking at Instagram, it's probably like every fourth line. So I don't know how many days that is. She said sometimes she posts twice a day, sometimes she posts once a day. But she's posting a transformation of herself probably every fourth line. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, maybe like twice-ish a week, right? Wouldn't that be right? Twice a week. And she just wears different clothes. So she just will throw on like a different, but she uses the exact same before photo. So the before photos are all the same, but she looks just banging she just looks amazing every single time. And her theory is if someone has to scroll through your feed to figure out how to join you, you've lost them. And so being okay and so the guy that was running the call was like, so do you invite? She's like, every post is an invite. Every post is like, direct message me if you want this change. In Instagram, it's all about, she said, in my stories, of course, I let them get to know me, but she's like, but I still put out an invite every other day in my stories. And I mean, she says she recruits on average 80 to 100 coaches a month. So clearly she's doing something right. I'm like, what do you do with them? I'd be so overwhelmed. I'd be like, oh, I can't. I'm sorry. I've hit my quota. 80 to 100 coaches a month. Went from an emerald coach. She was a diamond coach in April, and she's now she's number 3 in the company. So I don't know. She's like 15. She's rocking it. But I don't use her. I use her as an example because she's kind of like the hot thing right now. And that's sort of how Beachbody, I feel like, works. Like you're like you're the hot seat, right? Because you're the person who's making moves. And so then they like highlight them and we get to hear all about what they're doing. I don't actually agree with, if you watch the video, it's very intense. She's like, I don't even talk to a coach till they finish university. And at the end of the day, like she doesn't handhold anybody. She only works with people who are willing to work, basically. Which I guess if you're bringing on 80 to 100 coaches a month, you kind of have to be. You can't talk to everybody. Yeah. Anyway, but I do like that she is very bold in her transformations. And I think that that's important. And she's like, at the end of the day, it helps me be a product of the product. And it helps me make sure that I'm actually living the lifestyle that I'm asking others to live. And I think that is true to form, and something that I think it can become very lackadaisical to become very stagnant in your physical, transformation and your mental transformation. And she even says that she's like, it's not always about my physical. Lots of times it's about how, she had 4 miscarriages in a year. And so it's a lot about that, but like always talking about the transformation that's happening. And she's like, all it really does is cause me to grow or get in better shape, which in my opinion are never bad things. And I'm like, no, that's pretty good. So anyway, any other thoughts?
Can I follow one of your info groups too so I can watch?
Mm-hmm. I'll add you guys to the one that literally just started because then it's just easier.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm just going to do it now because I'll forget.
Yeah, sharing is caring, guys. So definitely jump in one of the groups and see how it goes. And there's, like Kim was saying, there's content all over the place. Or just if you can run it with us, or and add people to the one that we're doing if you want to do that to get your feet wet. Or you can take the content and build your own, whenever you have a start date going. That works too.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you, Kim. You're saying when you were like inviting for last month, especially, you were saying like Lift 4 and To Be Mindset, or like all these different groups that you have.
Yeah.
Do you put that in when you invite? You're saying like, here are all your options, all in that?
No, like in my messages or in my posts. In my messages, I actually just say like I run, monthly challenge groups according to your goals that will help you get there. And then when I hear and talk to them, if they're like, yeah, I haven't worked out in years, and I'm like, okay, well, let's do some 2B, you know, like let's at least get your food in check, and then, you know, we can go from there. A lot of those I'll turn into like the BOD access as well, because then we can move them into, like, I'm like, you're not going to not want to work out forever. You're going to lose these 10 pounds or 15 pounds, and then you're going to feel better and you're going to want to work out. So you might as well pay for the full, you know, the annual and the 2B, because that's a high, I mean, that's a high price to, for somebody, you know, again, it's not even the 160 anymore. It's like, hi, want to give me $210? So, yeah. But yeah, I just kind of hear them out and then go from there. But I would specifically do invites to most, well, obviously if I'm including the link, then it's a specific thing. So if I'm like talking about Lift 4, I'm talking about 4 days a week, and I'm talking about this, that, and the other. So then I'm going to put the link for the link for, or the Lift 4 link in that post.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody else? Questions? Hi, Letty. Like you're a first timer.
I am, yes, because usually I have a gospel community group on Tuesdays.
Oh.
Yeah, just where I'm at is I'm doing 80-day obsession, and I got a lot of like how you guys are sharing before and after photos. Just by asking, a lot of people are so willing to share their photos because I did that with 80-day obsession, with that's going on with, what is it, Today's Show.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I just asked who has before and after pictures, and I mean, I had 20 photos like within a few days. So that's, I think somebody had asked like where you get your before and after photos, but there's always people willing to share them.
You know what's wild is they're willing to share them with you, but they're actually like not even sharing them themselves. It's so sad. I'm like, girl, go share your story and like do the job, you know, do the business. But it's just so interesting that people, yeah, go ahead, share my story. But I'm not going to.
I'm just at a point of, I don't know how to add more to my, like to start a group. So I'm kind of figuring that out. And I think just like after the 80-day obsession, once that's, I can probably focus on that, on what's next. Yeah.
Well, you can always run groups with all of us. I feel like that's like you don't have to do this alone. Like you don't have to do any of it by yourself. If someone's like, hey, I want to join a group, like, what do I got to do? You can just, you know, they can just jump in with us. You can be in there, you can support them. But I think that's part of taking that off your plate. Like you have to go and do all the things that we're doing. You don't have to do any of that, you know?
Yeah, so that's why I'm just getting your groups that you're doing, just letting people know when those start. So hopefully if they do, I could just kind of will them to you.
Yeah, we're all trying to share our calendars ahead of time so that everybody knows all of the options, because not all of our groups are all synced up, but it's kind of perfect, especially for newer coaches, because literally every Monday somebody's going to be starting something, it seems like. So there's tons of options, and running it with other coaches is more fun anyway. So you're definitely not alone.
I have a question that's a little off topic. Is that okay?
Sure.
I think it was maybe a couple weeks ago on a team call, we talked about the possibility of like pulling from some other teams, like intro email or something like that. Like when you enroll, that then here are the steps. And I was just wondering if anybody got access to that, because I would be super interested in seeing it and tweaking it and starting to get that rolling, because I think there sometimes is a disconnect from that enrollment to like, and then overwhelm of BOD and where do I find my nutrition plan and all the things.
I have one, and I realized, Kim, that it is probably the same one that you have by the Fitzpatricks.
Oh, you have it. Oh.
I have it, and it's like 27 pages, and it's legit. So it's been on my to-do list to try to condense it, but that's not going to happen this week. I will just share it, and anybody who wants it. I mean, it's branded, all of them. It has their logo, everything, but the content's really good. I don't know that I want mine to be 27 pages. It's really good. It's really thorough. So I'll just share it, and whoever wants to play around with it, go for it.
But some people are readers. Some people are like, yeah, give me all the things and want to know everything. I'm not. But some people are.
I'd be like, 27 pages. This girl just sent me 27 pages.
The only thing, because so Anna, it's on my list for August, was to create this. However, I need to go to school first. So it is still on my list. That being said, I was like, I need something now, because I was feeling the same way. I felt like pressure, like I'm setting someone up for failure, because then they'd get in this group and they're like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? So I created a YouTube video, just like how to best succeed in starting your health and fitness journey. I'll send it to you so you can see it. But all I've been doing is sending them that and just letting them know, like, here. Let me know if you have any questions, but this is my best tips to you on how you can succeed in these next 21, 28 days.
Awesome. Because I mean, some of it is also like, I try my best to like have a cutoff date, for people to enroll.
Right.
So they have their things so they don't feel like they're floundering at the beginning of a group.
Totally.
But also, I'm not going to give up on challenge or success points if it's
if they're like on a Sunday,
and they're like, I'm ready to pay. Like, welcome. But also, I don't want them like feeling behind, or like I can tell they're the challengers who are not quite on board and grasping.
Totally. They miss the prep week, and yeah.
I'll also share my email that I've sent for a long time. That's kind of like a down and dirty prep week, but it's just
awesome.
Maybe like 5 paragraphs, not 27 pages.
Here, homework.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people who are even in the prep week, not everybody pays attention. And then you're like, wait, we talked about that all week long. How did you? So I feel like getting it directly in email, and then it's also in the group or whatever. I'm always hoping that they get it. So,
yeah.
Any other questions?
No? Okay.
If you guys ever have things specifically that you want us to chat about on these Tuesday nights, just tell us, so that we know what you guys want to hear and talk about. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great. I was going to say there has been a request for another Lift 4 group. I know that sounds overwhelming, but I just want to throw it out there as a team. If you randomly, because I know a lot of people are doing Lift 4, so you're sharing your journey, and all of a sudden people are like, hey, I want to do that. I just want to say that that's an easy pull together, because we just launched the info group, so we have all that content, and we have the challenge group, which is running, so we have that content. So I just want to throw that out there, that if that's something you would want to be a part of, just let me know, and I'm willing to kind of jump on board, because it'd be kind of cool. I mean, you could go into Joel's exclusive group, and I bet there's some 4-week result photos that are fantastic, because we'll be rounding in on the 4 weeks here. So we could, share those and kind of have that as an option, because it goes off sale, I think at the end of September. I think it got extended. Yeah. But I just want to throw that out there too. Okay. Yay. Oh, are we going to do the sneak peek next Tuesday?
Yes.
In the middle of the day?
Yes. So we talked about adding in an additional sneak peek. So we're going to try to do 2 a month. And that way there's just more opportunity to invite people to your business. So the next one will be next Tuesday, midday. Very similar format where we will go live and share our stories. And we're going to do it in the existing group. We're just going to pretty it up and change the photo and add some more people. So just know that every 2 weeks there will be an opportunity. And one of those every month, the last one of the month, which is already on the calendar, will be in the time slot of this team call. That way just it makes it easy, I feel like.
So the one that will be next Tuesday, we didn't decide a time.
No, not yet.
No. We'll figure that out and we'll let you guys know. But just so you have another opportunity, we're just trying to, because clearly, building your business, unless you want to work for commission for the rest of your life, like building the team is kind of where it's at. And so it's important that you have things to invite them to.
And with the sneak peek, since we're going to be using the same group and we're going to be going live, it's not like, oh, I missed it at that time or I can't be there or whatever. Those videos are going to stay living in that group. I've been adding people to it all week long and just tagging them in my video just because I've talked to them personally and saying, start here. And then I follow up with them a day or so later and just, see what they think. So it's an open opportunity all the time to add to it. But it is fun when you get people in like right before so that they catch the live video. All right, guys.
Okay, let me stop recording. Okay, bye for those that are listening live.
Recording.